Man, today we have a special guest with us, man, getting spotlighted here on Stewart Talk, man, where we walk in our purpose on purpose. And this one is special to me because I seen him growing up through the ranks, playing in multiple sports, being active, being on purpose, like on the field, on the court, whatever sport he was doing it, executing at a high level, never had no problem, always been a good kid. So to see what God is doing in him and to where he's elevated today, we have with us Mr. DJ Alexander. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Man, great, great, man. So how has this journey been for you, man? Like, what is it like? Do you still wake up like, man, I can't believe I'm here? Like, how has it been?
Um, Being a college athlete, like it's sometimes some days a lot harder than others. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the ups and downs. You learn a lot. Like I'm away from home too, so really just being by myself and making decisions. So some days are a lot easier than others, but you just got to keep going.
Yeah, yeah. So how did this basketball journey begin for you? Like what age was you when you picked up a ball? And I know you played different sports. What was your first sport you played and when did you play basketball?
So I probably started playing basketball when I was 5, but also played like flag football, baseball, baseball as well. So I kind of just like rotated them around as a kid. Honestly, I really was way better at baseball instead of basketball. But a lot of my friends played basketball. I didn't really enjoy football. So it was just like now that I look at it, sometimes I'd be like, man, what if I would have played baseball instead of basketball? But all my friends played basketball. A lot of people I talked to today, we played basketball together. So something that I really stuck with.
Yeah, and growing up, I don't know if you know this, shout out to Coach Craig, but Coach Craig used to always speak highly of you and your IQ in sports, and especially basketball. Like you were a secret weapon because you were fundamentally sound and you were soft spoken and used to kill, So he used to
Mm-hmm.
always say that about you, and that just always stuck with me seeing how your game progressed. Did you
Yeah.
always be was you always soft spoken, even like playing sports and in school?
Yeah, so like I didn't really like say too much. Like I've never been the type of person that really see a lot on the basketball court anyways. I kind of just like it's always been like handle my business and go about my day. So that's how I kind of look at things on the basketball court. I really don't unless I'm really mad, like I say some stuff outside of that. Like I'm passionate about it, but I'll just go in and let my game do the talk and then just go about it at the end. So yeah, I've been very fundamental since I was a kid. I know Coach Craig know he's my coach for a while. That's my guy. But I always been fundamentally sound. I ain't been the fastest, I ain't been the most athletic. So I had to find ways to expose the defense and get shots off in different ways just because I never had the athletic ability. So it's something that has my IQ has just been I've known my IQ has been good, but like my coaches here tell me like I probably got the highest IQ they've ever seen. So sometimes having a high IQ gets you a little couple turnovers in basketball just because you expect something. Sometimes it don't happen. But I mean I enjoy the way I play and like it's always been a reason why I've been able to stay on the court.
Yeah, and so one thing that you just, which I always knew just because watching you progress, but you said, I know that my athletic ability ain't this way, so I know I got to dominate. I know I got to work harder, and I know I got to be above the other people because it's a lot of people that got athletic abilities, but they don't got the smarts. So
Mm-hmm.
they're just athletic, but when it's time to think, when a press come, a zone come, or a play that's need to be made, they not making the right play. How did you feel like because it's not just you, it's the Rashad Craigs, it's the Vincent Williams that's in the NBA. Like y'all always on them teams together and to see how
Yeah, I
all
play with
y'all,
it.
yeah, like y'all doing big things and just to see how y'all elevate, man, it's just unbelievable. What do you think when you think about the players that you play, seeing where y'all at now?
I always think about it all the time. I think about it, especially with Vince being in the league, like how I played with him. How I got to like watch him like when I was at St. John's for a little bit, practicing with him, open gyms, lifting, stuff like that. Seeing him progress and just seeing like a lot of the people that I play sports with that might not have went to play basketball, but went to play football or another sport, and just seeing them like a lot of us going into the college route and playing sports in college because a lot of people don't know like the sports help in the school stuff as well and like and make it a lot easier even though we got a lot of more responsibility it makes things a lot more smoother. It gives you some motivation to stay in the classroom, go get the degree, and like graduate. So it's good seeing a lot of people that I grew up with that play sports, still playing sports and doing good in life. So love
Yeah.
seeing it.
Have you ever heard stories about your mom playing sports?
All I know about my mom playing sports is that she shot free throws, and she can shoot the ball. That's all I really ever hear. So
Yeah, yeah. That's
that's probably
crazy.
why, because I shoot the ball all the time. So like it's probably definitely a reason why. But I
Yeah.
always my mom still hold over me that she beat me in free throws at the park. So she took her win. And she ain't never come back to play again. So
Yeah.
she
So what does family mean to you? Because I know that support has helped you and is helping you even now being away. What does family mean to you?
uh my family everything to me. They've been helping me out while I've been here, finishing up school, and just letting me know that don't be scared to ask, because I'm the type of person that I don't really want to ask for too much, because I understand people got all this stuff they got to pay for and things like that. But being in Massachusetts, which is a different living than being in Ohio, my family been there for me a lot. They always encourage me, make sure I'm doing good, call me, call me a couple times a day, just ask me how I've been, stuff like that. So yeah, family is a lot to me. I talk to my siblings a lot. I miss them a lot more than
Mhm.
they know. But it's been good. It's been good just being in contact with my family and just knowing that I have their support.
Yeah. So when you was at St. John's, was Heinz still there or did he retire?
So the year I left, he retired, but he was there while I was
So you
there.
you got some of that tutelage under Heinz show. Oh, and another
He was my
I would be
teacher.
oh, he was. How was
Yeah.
that being taught and being coached by a legendary coach? Like, how did you adapt coming from the leagues being in middle school, but then going and playing for a good school? Like I played for Scott, so they were our rivals, but to be all the way honest, they won championships. It's a good program. So how did you adjust, you know, with the leagues or even the school, even with the curriculum? How did you adjust? Did you know what to expect, or was it a challenge?
School wise, school ain't never been a challenge for me, honestly. I've always got good grades. I've always been pretty much straight A student. So I mean, like the workload was different, but I just realized that I just needed to devote more time to homework and stuff like that, just understanding things. So the school part was honestly, never really an issue for me. It's never really been an issue for me. I pride myself on getting my work done in school, just because it make life a lot easier. My mom and stuff, she don't got to stress about what I'm doing in school, so that's something that I always make sure was a big like responsibility of mine. Sports wise, it was a lot different, I would say. Just because you come into more of a structured offense. A lot of kids have grown up around like that area and like no structured offense. I was always played basketball in the city, so like yeah, we got some offenses, but like we don't do like all this type of movement, like stuff like that. So that part was a lot different for me. It took me a while to adjust, honestly, because I was used to just playing so fast paced, like, and then there it was like a little bit slower, a lot of running plays and like picking up lots of plays to know. And so that part was a little difficult at first, but um I say now, like I know all the players for my team. I know every position. I know every play in every position on my team now. So it kind of helped me in the end.
You definitely a basketball savant, man. That's how LeBron James is. And I remember even when we used to play those St. John's teams, we would be way better, but they would just be fundamentally sound. And even hooping, people used to make fun, like if they playing basketball and they slow it up, they'd be like, slow it down, St. John's. Like they would just, throw that on
Mm.
that ad lib because that's what they did. What would you say to some youth basketball players or maybe football players that's thinking about going to a Catholic school or going to a St. John's, but are from the inner city? What words would you say of encouragement to allow them to see, the benefits of it? Because it is benefits in it.
I would say just visit the school at least, like get a feel for it. It's a lot different than being in like the city schools for sure. It takes some adjusting. You gotta like you can't really it's certain stuff that you do there that you wouldn't do at like different schools. So I'll just say like be ready for an adjustment process, but it also give you a different outlook on life. Like you get to meet like different kinds of people, all coming from different situations. Like some of my friends got a lot of money, some of them didn't have a lot of money. So you get to meet different kind of people, and it give you a different outlook on life because now like I was hanging out with friends that lived in Maumee out in Monclova, and like I ain't never been out there before, and it was like it was way different for me. Cause I remember I got there and I was like, dang, like I ain't never been in no house like this before, like this crazy. But it
Yeah.
showed me that like outside, like it's more to life than sports, and like seeing like the different business stuff that their parents did, and knowing that that's the type of field I want to go into, gave me a different outlook. Like, all right, like this can be life after sports, like getting to this point. So I really enjoy it, and I encourage people like just to give it a shot. Like sometimes it ain't for you. It ain't like you ain't gonna be able to deal with it, and that's fine. Like a lot of kids go to St. John's their first year and transfer.
Mhm.
So you just got to see if it's a feel for you, if it's something that you want to do. They help out with connections a lot. Even when I transferred, I still talk to people from St. John's, and they always ask me like, "How was Mommy Valley?" and stuff like that. So it's very helpful.
Yeah, both of those two schools are on the rise. The basketball programs are, just getting better and better.
So
When
shout out my Mommy Valley Hawks, man. Shout out my boys.
Yeah,
They doing
shout
their
out
thing.
the Hawks. Yeah, shout out the Hawks, man.
Coach Tay doing his thing, man. Shout out
Shout
him,
out
man. They
Coach Tay. I'm
doing their
trying to
thing
get Coach
for sure.
Tay on here too. I just sent him something today too. Um, when did you know that you could play at the next level, or when did you have in your mind like, yeah, I want to play at the next level. I want to do this. When did you have that in mind?
I would say it was always like it was like an uphill battle with me with basketball, just because I knew I was smart enough to go to like the big schools like Ohio State and stuff like that. I always wanted to go to Georgetown. Like I knew I could probably get into these schools. I would say like my sophomore year, I realized like, man, maybe I want to like really like I always enjoyed playing basketball. I was like, yeah, I think I want to play this in college for sure. Like this is something that I feel like can make college easier for me and make it like a little smoother. So I would say probably by my sophomore year was when I really realized like, yeah, I can do this. Like AAU going good. Like, and I knew some people that was going to different colleges, and I was like, I know my time coming. I got to be patient. And like it was tough because like even in my senior year, like I was getting a little bit of interest, but not much. And then so I was like, so I really had to apply for school for like I applied to Ohio State and stuff like that, like UT and stuff like that. And then I was also like in the process of applying to different like colleges that was looking at me too. So it was like I really didn't know what to expect, but I was just like living in a moment of just like if it happened, it happened. If not, I'll just go to school as a student.
Yeah, what school are you at? What's the name of your university?
I'm at Lesley University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's right next to Boston.
Yeah. So what helped you in going there? What was the deciding factor that allowed you to choose there?
So they actually recruited me out of high school, but I didn't go. I ended up going to Defiance for 2 years, D3 school. But they recruited me out of high school. It's a lot of money. It was far away from home, and I wasn't really feeling that. But when I transferred, I reached out to them, and they messaged me the same day. We got two young black coaches here. Well, three young black coaches here. We have a female assistant too. But before she was here, we just had the two black male coaches that I had already talked to, and it was tough getting here for sure because money is a lot different out here than it is back in Ohio. So tuition stuff like that, but we was able to make things work. It took a couple months. It was a long process with financial aid, trying to find housing because I don't live on campus. So it was a tough process, but my coaches always looked out for me. I always tell them I appreciate them for doing that
Yeah.
because I didn't know. Once I transferred, I was like, I don't know if I'm a hoop play basketball again. Like, and I really ain't applied to no other school, like no other university. So it was like, it's either I'm hooping or I ain't going to school this semester. So that's
Yeah.
where I kind of was. So it helped me out a lot. So I always let them know that I appreciate that.
Yeah, last couple questions. I'm gonna get you up out of here. So how are you adjusting because you are an athlete, you're a student. you have work, you have practice, you have life. How are you adjusting and taking it all in? What do you do to relax? What do you do to make sure that you got a great space and that you are not allowing the different things to wear you down?
So right now, because I graduate in the spring, I have classes 2 days, Monday and Wednesday, but I have like different classes online. So I'm taking 17 credits to graduate on time.
Wow.
So I would say sometimes like Monday and Wednesday, I'm at school from 9 to 6:30. Monday and Wednesday for sure. So, and then I go straight to practice. So I'm up practically. I'm up. I wake up at about 7:30, up all day. So I would say those days are definitely tough because I tend to sleep longer on the days that I don't got to go to school. So being up pretty much all day one day, and then sleeping in the next day, it's tough for sure. But I make sure like when I'm at the school, like in my breaks between classes, I make do some homework or just get some little stuff done. So I ain't really like stressing out about it the whole week. The place I work at in my school, the ladies there, they helped me out a lot. They've helped me out a lot this semester, especially trying to make sure I got everything right with graduation, class stuff and things like that. So that's been helpful as well. And then with working, I actually just got a job at this resale store in our mall downtown in Boston. And although I work for the school, like I'll be doing this new job a lot more on the days that I don't have school. So that's gonna be something that I have to adjust in my schedule because usually around that time I might be doing homework or just at home. So that's gonna be something to really adjust to, but I don't think it'll be a problem.
Yeah. What is your major, and what do you see yourself, or what do you want to do after graduation and career wise?
So I'm a business major. I see myself doing sales, insurance, or being a financial advisor. Those are the three things that I've really like keyed myself into. Also, interview for Owens Corning, for tech. So I'm gonna start applying. I interview for them in like no October, November. So around this next month or two, I'm really just keying on what position I think I want to really apply for it with them, and I'm get that done. But I got to finish up some LinkedIn stuff, get some professional pictures, get that updated. So that's something I talked to the guy I did my internship with. He been helping me out with that as well. Which the internship I did last fall. I did basketball camps with kids and things like that. And also the school that I was at, they wanted me to do stuff with the kids at that actual school. So so it's been fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, I want to go that route with business just because I know I really engage with people. I've been a caddy for 8 years. So like I've been engaging with people. I've been meeting people that's in the business world. So it's something that I could see myself doing and I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, what I see, and just by hearing your story, it seems like no matter what the obstacle is, no matter what the transition is, God keeps on providing. And that's what it says, that God will provide. He's a provider, he's a way maker, and he's keep on making a way. Even when you have to go way far, he's putting the people and aligning them by you to be able to meet your needs so you don't have to worry, so you don't have to stress, and you can be the best version of yourself and you can be in your purpose and walk. What would you say to the youth who's struggling with identity, because you come from the neighborhood, you come from the hood, you done seen people you done went to school with, probably some ain't here, some chose a different route. What would you say to those ones who's struggling between playing sports or being in the streets? What would you say to that?
I would say stick to the sport. There's a lot of people that's in the streets that will tell you don't go in the streets. You just gotta think for yourself and not think with the group. I feel like a lot of people tend to think with the group because they think it's cool. But you gotta think for yourself. For me personally, um, like I just didn't want to put my family in a situation to where they got to worry about everywhere I go and things like that. So I just started thinking once you think more like an adult and like what type of situations you might put yourself in, it helps you stay away from certain situations. So I'll say let basketball be your outlet. Basketball is my outlet. Whenever I was mad, going through stuff, I just go play basketball. Let sports be your outlet to a better life. Sports got me to college. Sports kept me out of trouble, and it's something that if I was stressed out, I needed something to do. I need to stay out of trouble. I go to the Y. I no matter if I had to walk, bike, ask for a ride. That's what I wanted to do. So I would just say stay with the route, regardless of if it's going good, if it's going bad, just stick with it.
Yeah, and you are an example that you can make it out of Toledo. You can do something with yourself. You can go to school. You can be something. You're that example, and that's why we chose to spotlight you as the athlete, as a young man, as a student, just because of what you're doing, man. And we just appreciate you, your time for being on here, man. We proud of you, man. You are, going against the odds, going against the statistics, by allowing us to see the greatness in you. And I know that your parents and your family is proud of you, man. I know you proud of yourself. Don't never think that,
Uh,
doubt yourself. You more than enough. Like, man, you can do this, man, because you have continued to do it. Keep God first and keep being amazing, man. And it's just a joy to see you, man. Proud of you.
thank you for interviewing me with this. I really appreciate it. I
Yeah.
graduate May 18th, so I can't wait
Yeah.
for that. My mom get to watch me walk across that stage.
Yeah.
When I didn't accomplish a lot, but that's one of my biggest accomplishments. So to
Yeah.
see her on graduation day, I know it's gonna be real special for her. I'm first generation, so um, that's really important. So I've been waiting for that day. Ain't been slacking, been still doing my work. You know, it get hard sometimes because it's the end, it's the home stretch. Basketball coming to an end in 2 weeks, so a lot of adjusting to do, but I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, you ready? You breaking them generational curses, and it's gonna be well worth it. How can they follow you on your tag? And even in the last couple weeks, how can they keep up with you and your team, and even see, some of the pictures, videos, and different things like that? Your tags.
So our Instagram tag for our basketball page, you can either go to Leslie Athletics or Leslie MBB, which is Leslie Men's Basketball. Usually they announce the games and stuff like that. They post a link to the game. So if you want to watch some games, things like that, it'll be on there. Our senior night, February 3rd, at home at 1. So that'll be my last home game here. So,
Yeah, leave it all on the court, man. Go out ball, which I know you gonna do. Silent assassin, man. And like I said, it's been a joy. I appreciate you, man. And you are a true definition of walking in your purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Alexander.
thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep, yep. Thank you. I'll be in touch.
Yes, sir.
Yep.